Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and happy Monday. No miserable Monday today. We're going to have Light Tank Week. It's Light Tank Week on the channel. I have 3 good ones. Maybe I'll come up with a better one by Thursday or another good one. But if you've got a good Light Tank replay, go ahead and send it. Unless you are a Leaf fan and trying to send me the game where you beat me in the Manicore. I don't want that one. All right, I'm not featuring. Leaf fan obliterated me the other day. Absolutely fantastic game on his part. All right, at least in terms of killing me, I think they won. Pretty sure they won. We are not, though, on the same map that we're on there. We are currently on one of the best, if not the best, arguable. Maybe it's Malinovka, but I think Proc probably takes the cake as the best light tank map in the game. We're tier 9, we're tier 9 and 10. I've got my Manicore, which is my favorite tank in the game. I'm facing another Manicore. I also have a Char MLE 75 and an EBR on the other side, and we have an EBR 90 and a G-Sor. Lots of light tanks on Proc. There is one artillery, and then some heavy hitters, Maus 113, the big old Hori, the 268, etc. So on Light Tank Week, we're going to go ahead and look at a bunch of light tank videos. Well, a bunch. It's going to be at least 5, hopefully. This one is more of a duel. We're going to talk about how to handle scouting, counter scouting, some ins and outs. You're going to see me get pretty well counter scouted on this one, and I'm going to have to play from a little bit behind. Tomorrow I'm going to show you a better spot, a better way to do this particular side that I'm going to go to if you think you're going to get countered. From the southern spawn, there's a place to go. We'll talk about that as we go to try to counter several places, to be quite honest, to try to counter somebody trying to get into the magic bush. So we'll go ahead and get started on this. You can see that I'm running CVS. I've got optics. The improved optics, and I've got a Bounty LNES, and I don't think I change it, so I'm running my directive of LNES. So I think I've got a directive for LNES for camo, and I've got one for the optics if I want to increase my vision. So I'm going with camo for this one. I'm also running food. I've got maximum on the 2. I've got maximum camo. I've got maximum on the 2 things that will increase your spotting. That's how you want to run a tier 10 light tank, fellas. Maximize the camo, maximize both spotting things, the radio operators one and the commander's one, depending on your setup, whether it's your commander's actually both the commander and radio operator, yada yada. You're going to want to run food as well. CVS, optics, pretty much mandatory if you're going to maximize your spotting. And then the LNES is the thing you want to do with your camo. I can't think of a better setup for a pure scout spotting / camo kind of hide in a bush scout. If you've got one, put it down below, help everybody out. Okay, 1-2 line, there's the magic bush. The magic bush is this one up here, fellas. As you know, there's a line up here, and you can use the whole thing. You don't have to tuck all the way up in the top. The top's nice because you have a good line of sight down into the bowl and across the map, but you don't have to be up there. That is the place people will assume, and they will blind shoot you up there. So there are other options, all right? I'm headed that way, and I see the G-Sor and the EBR, so we really have an overload on this side, although the G-Sor is up in that little bush right there. If you're gonna do what I'm doing, it's a high risk, high reward kind of move. You've got to be ready to bail out if you even think you're spotted. So I'm gonna come low, and then I see that we have an EBR pushing in, and pretty much I should have aborted right here because he's coming hard. He's looking to counter anyone trying to do what I'm doing, and he does it. So I do abort, but unfortunately I go uphill to do so, and I get lucky that I don't get shot. Our EBR is dueling theirs, which is helpful. We've got guys taking all kinds of shots trying to kill this guy. If he's still following, I'll take a stab, and now I've got to bail out of this thing. All right, so didn't work, but we got their EBR 90 dead, which was helpful. Notice we haven't seen their Manicore. We haven't seen their Manicore, all right? I think it was probably the EBR that saw me, but potentially where the Manicore goes, he may have seen me. We'll talk about that in a little while. So now I am on my back foot. Unfortunately, their Manicore is probably established along the 1-2 line, if that's where he went, and I suspect that's probably where he is, or potentially even the Char MLE, although the Char doesn't have as good a camo and will be at a disadvantage trying to outspot me. But now that their Manicore is in there, this is more difficult for me to try to sort out. So I'm going to head down here into the bowl, try to stay dark, swing around this way, head back over here, and I was thinking that I might abandon the 1-2 line and go help on the hill, But pretty quickly I'm going to realize that's not a great idea, because if we leave their mana core, again, I don't know exactly where he is. Hindsight tells me where he is, but right now in the game I don't know exactly where he is. So I cannot leave them unscouted over here. Now the G-Sor is sort of, it's not a great spot where he is. He did take some hits. Looks like he's lost about half his hit points. Maybe 1/3 or so. And we're going to head back in this way. So I've got to use these bushes to move up. Unfortunately, our EBR dies, so now we're both down in EBR. That's actually good. Remember, the EBRs, because they're so fast, they can often make runs into where your scout is, or where they think your scout is, and they'll just light you by proximity, getting too close to you, and there's nothing you can do about that. And if they are YOLO artists, you lose your scout. So that's why I didn't kind of hang out up there. As long as their EBR's raging around, I'll be nearby. I'll try to get back into these bushes here, but I don't want to be so far forward their EBR can YOLO me. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to move forward. Now this is dangerous because their mana core is established, and I don't know where the heck it is, fellas. I don't know where the heck it is. He could be in these bushes here or here. I hope not. He should have maybe been spotted. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We do have a G-Source sitting there, but he's probably nearby. At least that's my suspicion. And I get lit. Look at that. So the mouse slaps me, and all of a sudden now I'm down hit points. Their mana core outspotted me, and to be honest, I don't really know where that guy is. Maybe he was here. I was moving. So here's the problem, fellas. CVS helps against moving things. I'm the guy moving. I'm betting that he's established and not moving, or at least in that certain situation, he wasn't moving, and I was. You know, he may have been creeping forward too and had just paused. I don't know the answer to that right now. There are some openings in those bushes as well. So I'm going to swing back around, and I just noticed that our 704 is getting hit. So he may have shot at something and got lit, but in any event, something is close enough to see him. So we're going to come up here and see if we can't maybe... Am I going to get lit? Can I find their mana core? This is not a great situation. I'm down some hit points already. Their mana core has not been spotted. We're going to swing across here. And I see that we've got some guys pushing. Now this push by them bails me out, fellas. This bails our team out big time. Their mana core is absolutely winning this war. I'm going to have a really hard time digging him out. They have a lot of firepower there, but for whatever reason, the mouse and the tiger mouse decide that they want to push. So I'm going to come up to here, and I'm going to avail myself of the hit points. All right, they're going to give me spotting damage. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Let me just go here because I know I can go at least this far. Unfortunately, the STRV is spotted. That makes me feel like, you know what, their mana core is along this edge somewhere. Notice how the Sturb is in the edge of these bushes, and that road sort of curves around here. He can sit right about here and look right down that road, and anything that's poking out or shoots, because there's not enough bushes in between, he's going to spot. I think the STRV gets away. Now I turn my hull. This is something else to think about when you're driving scouts. If I get pushed out of here, I can just start running away and not towards them. So we're getting some nice spotting now, fellas. We're up to 17R. I see their char MLE. I do not see their mana core. Take a look here at my spotting circle for proximity. This is the green circle. Make sure you have that turned on in your settings. If they touch that green circle, then it's really the center of mass, the center of their icon. But as they get closer, you can see the mouse is creeping ever closer. I'm going to have to bail out of this. If I have to bail out of it, I'm going to jump into this bush line and just slowly move away from these dudes. I just don't want them to get closer. Right now in this game, I was worried that I was about to get overrun and I was going to have to bail out. Look at the tiger mouse following right behind the mouse. So I'm getting some spotting now, fellas. 2,500. I see the char. That is really concerning, but zinc gone. Absolutely a baller move by the 704, and that's exactly who needed to die right there. So nice shot selection by the 704. Here they come, and I'm just about, yep, I've got to go, gonna go, jump into that line, keep sneaking away. They're tracked. They got my 704, unfortunately, which makes me feel like, oh, there he is. There he is, Mr. Manti-Core, and he spots me, or I get spotted as I'm bailing out of here. So that's not good, but now we know where he is. Let's just back this up, because this is the first time. I've watched this a couple times. Let's see where I actually pick this dude up, and he may be the one that spots me. Stop looking where I'm looking here. Here they come. I go ahead and move into that, opening 1001, 1002, 1003. Nope, he doesn't see me. We'll move forward. Wow. I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know how I got spotted there. Maybe they're Manicore. We're pretty close to each other. I picked him up. You know, he may have been, fellas, based on where I got spotted. Probably, maybe, possibly up in these bushes back here. So these are not bad bushes, and based on the angle, when I came through here, remember I got spotted right there? He may have been up in there. He could have crawled up high from down low as well. There's a lot of possibilities there on where he could have been, but I'm going to bail out of this thing. And now we're into the duel. So we've done the passive proxy kind of idea. Bad shot on my part. We're going to use this little flanking shot. We got to kill this mouse. He's the problem. Kill him first, and then we can start working on the guys further back. Leopard's here. He's got nice penetration, good gun. We'll try to shoot that guy in the back armor, but unfortunately, probably shot went right and hit the angled turret right there. We got to kill this mouse. Don't see the Manicore yet, and really, I'm in survival mode here. I thought this was going to kill him, but didn't shoot for some reason. Dead. No. Bad choice of position to shoot. And the duel is on. And now we've lost almost our whole 1-2 line, minus the Leopard with me down the hole right here, and the Kunzepanzer. Now, Kunzepanzer's in a good position back there. Got some guys on the ridge. And now, I'm like, man, I'd really love to kill this Manicore if I could. Let's take a quick assessment on this whole game so far. I don't know if you noticed, but there was an E100 that we had that moved down along this line around the 6th column towards their crossing. He did a nice job keeping them busy. That took some guns off of us and pointing back towards here that otherwise might have been pushing. To be honest, if they'd have known our position on this map, they probably would have just YOLO'd through the 1-2, cleaned up everything that was here. They'd be in good shape. But that's what happens when you lose another side flank of the map, right? They've lost the whole west flank, so they don't, or east flank, sorry. They don't really know what's going on over here other than they've lost it. They're dealing with the E100. They were pushing here, trying to figure us out, but we were shredding them as well. So it's a bit of a stalemate. We've won one flank. They've sort of won one flank on this side, and now it is the duel. So to some extent, that E100 took a lot of pressure off of us by YOLOing in there. And now I'm thinking, all right, this is great. I don't want to go up there and get spotted. I don't know where this Manicore is. He's playing really well, so I already know he's pretty good. Swing around here, and we'll use some of the... Okay, good. We find this guy. That's important. We'll bail out. I did get lit. When I saw him appear, I realized there was not much between me and him in terms of the bush right there, so I figured I probably was spotted, so I just went ugly early and got out of there. Dude goes dark. We're trying to find him. There he is. Put a shot on him. We'll back out. There's the 7-1. The 7-1 decides to come after me, and I get lucky here. He misses me. Fantastic. 7-1 has a fairly long reload, to be honest. This is dangerous. I'm hoping I don't get zapped going up and over. That worked good. And now the 7-1. Now we've got to deal with the 7-1. The Char. The T-22. The Hori 3. The Manicore. The 130. We've got a lot of stuff over here, guys. Coons is getting rocked. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat to this position and this rock because I know these bushes are here. Do a little power slide, swing around, and that will allow us to kind of use these bushes to come up and take a look at stuff. This guy comes up and over, we'll shoot him. There we go. This is the time of game right here, guys, scout-wise, that you've got to start taking guns out of the game if you have opportunities like that. I knew I was going to get spotted, but I had to get rid of this guy. It's a big gun. You know, hits really hard. It's another gun taken out of the game. We are a little bit behind in tanks and hit points. I think we're behind in hit points. I don't know. Maybe not. Looks like maybe we're decent. 7-1 is driving around something. And all right, let's see if we can get a shot on this dude. The 277 gets hit. I poked a little too far forward there. But they also got the Manicore hanging out back there. He's a problem, right? He's a definite problem. And now there's just 3 tanks and an artillery. I'm just falling back now, fellas. I need to get back here. Maybe I can get into a position if they try to push across. I got a 50-51 up there, and then the UDES. I notice now the UDES is taking on the T-22. And unfortunately, they've got a split. So pretty quickly here, I'm going to make the decision to go help the Udez take out the T-22 and whatever else might be pushing him. You know the T-22 saw him. So pretty quickly, this team, if they're doing the right thing, will rotate and send several guys over there to take out our 15-16. So I wish I'd have reacted faster, but I didn't know if maybe we were going to get pushed from all sides. It looks like their team is content to try to hang out in the bushes and snipe. Because guess what they're dealing with? They're also dealing with a mana core. We kill the 7-1 and the 22, and that brings us to a more even situation. Now the Ho-Ri looks like he did rotate, so he wants to try to go help. Good news is we killed the T-22 first. So now I'm going to hang out right here, and I want to help this Udez if this guy pushes in. Right now I'm not worried too much about the mana core. I mean, I'd love to kill him if I could find him, but this dude is giving us shots. There's the mana core, but I've got to get out. I knew I was going to get spotted doing that. Actually, I hoped I wasn't. I thought I might have been far enough back, but I think the mana core showed up about that same time. Came up and over and spotted me. The Char is going after the 261. I am going to take an opportunity here to put a shot on him as he's looking at the artillery. Somebody else hits him, look at artillery, nukes him a little bit. All right, that's fine, but the Char's down to, he's close to a one shot. I mean, I've got a 390 alpha, so 391. I just need a slight high roll. This was good. I did not know. I think he's been lit for a while. I think I realized it during the game, but it took me a while that guy is AFK. But that's a spotter for them, so we've gotten rid of him, and now we're together. I like this. The TVP, the Udez. We just gave up on the Artie. There's nothing we could really do about him right there. The 50-51 is in no shape to take on a Char. So off we go. I have some hit points to give at 1002. I'm trying to push to where the mana core was last seen, but like I said, he's a pretty good player. This is a real duel this entire game. Really well played by both light tank players. Couple mistakes here and there, but the question isn't whether you made a mistake or were lucky. The question is what you did afterwards. Now he takes a really nice position here. It's not one I'd actually thought about. It's not where I thought he would be anyway. So I'm going to work my way up these bushes a bit. I'm actually just crossing on purpose to see if he lights me. If he lights me, I'll just swing around, try to run. Maybe I will get him to fire, and the Udez and the T-50-51 will hit him. Really, I'm just trying to find him by proxy, or by being lit. Not necessarily proxy. It'd be nice if I proxied him, but by being lit. So if I get lit, I got the light bulb go off, at least I know he's close enough to see me. So far, he's not. Very interesting. I sort of expected him to be in this position here, somewhere along here, with the Char backing him up, but he's not. All right, 50-51 is going to set up a crossfire. I like that. I have the Udez following up with me. And again, I'm just pushing in. All right, so I get lit. I choose to go left, because if they're over there, at least I've isolated one side, right? If they're over here, I'm going to push towards them, and hopefully I get them lit, so my Udez 16, I keep calling it 15-16, my Udez 16 can help me. I can take a hit, and the Char's intra clip is a little bit long, so it's at least 3 shots before he kills me. Unless, of course, they double team me. In which case, it'll be 2 shots from the Char and 1 from the mana core. I went over to that corner to proxy light the corner in case he was hiding in there. What I don't want to do is get lit, ignore that, go, oh, he's not over here, set up on this ridge, get shot at from that way and that way. That is no bueno. Now check this out. I'm going to come up and over. Look where he was. He took the opportunity to kill the Udez 16. I didn't even consider that's where he would be, but that's a great spot for him right there. I'm going to get hit from the Char. So they've set up their own crossfire, guys. Really nicely done by both teams here. Really nicely done. I'm hoping 50-51. Can you kill this dude? Please kill the... I can tell they're dueling, by the way. I saw the shots going back and forth and the damage happening, which made me feel like I could pop up here and I can get a free shot on this mana core, especially if he's not really paying attention to me, which he isn't. Nice. He can't one-shot me. He bails out, and then he notices I would bet that the Char died. My 50-51's a one-shot. I'm really hoping this guy doesn't snap one off and kill him. Please don't hit me. All right. Not sure if he just couldn't get the shot. Maybe he did shoot at the 50-51, didn't pay that close attention. Here he comes. 50-51 is on a reload, guys. He knows that he's got to come at me. So he's counting on me to miss or bounce if he gets lucky, right? Puts one into me and then out reloads me. So I'm just going to come up here and shoot him right in the face. / ram him as a backup if I need to. What a duel. What an absolutely fantastic job by both teams right there. That was a good proc game. You don't see a whole lot of those close games where you've got two teams playing pretty darn well. And the lead changed a couple times in there. So we talked a bit about the 1-2 line and ways to kind of handle that over there. Remember that if you're talking about 3 scouts and EBRs even throwing a different wrinkle into it, as do chars because they're fast as well. It's fine to go for the magic bush, but be prepared to not get there. There's ways to counter it. The other Mana Corps absolutely did that, / it was the EBR, however that happened. They sent multiple of their scouts over there, so it just wasn't in the cards for me to get into that spot. I was lucky to get away, to be quite honest, in that, but that's all right. I do tend to try to take more aggressive forward positions even when there's other scouts, but take that into account. Tomorrow we're going to show you a place to go that's not quite as dangerous, although I think the spot I'm going to show you tomorrow would have been countered by that particular EBR because he really YOLO'd pretty deep. There's not a lot you can do with the EBRs if the driver is willing to throw his EBR away. They often get away with it because it's a silly game mechanic and they've got the magic wheels and everything, but a lot of times they also die in there. So you watch those guys use their speed and their maneuverability and they just sort of YOLO in and outspot the better scouts. So you got to take that into consideration. That's going to happen on occasion. But I'll show you tomorrow a place that you can go that's a bit safer and a very similar situation that you can go to. From the south side, I will also discuss a little bit, I don't have an example of it, but I will discuss the counters to the position that I was in other than an EBR YOLO. There's a couple places to go from the south spawn that you can catch guys doing what I was trying to do, getting up into the magic bush right there. And we'll talk also about how to use the magic bush and bushes around it, and repositioning into bushes, things like that. So I got countered out of that. Then I had to do a little bit of a pickup game. I tried to make another move in there, but their Mana Corps was just in a much better position, got chased out of it again with some damage, and then we got bailed out. That was the first lead change, right? They kind of took the lead early, and then I got bailed out by their YOLO, by their 2 super heavies, which fantastic. And I really didn't have a whole lot of firepower back there. I had a Sturb and a 704, but he died pretty quickly. The Kunza way back there. The Leopard came back and helped me, but I didn't have a whole stack of guys right there. Like, they had us overpowered on the 1-2 line for the most part, but awesome. I had them lit the whole time, collected a bunch of spotting in there. I think I had actually more than that. We'll see that on the cards at the end right there. So that brought it back to even. Then I got chased out of there again. Then we had to deal with losing the 1-2 line because while we shredded them pretty well, they still more or less won it. We were able to hold that enough to fall back, and then there was just kind of the ebb and flow of the duel of the light tanks trying to figure out how to win, all the way to the end game right there, where I thought their Mana Corps got in a pretty good little position right there. Ended up killing my Uda 16, but gave me an opportunity to get in there and get some shots on him. And then the 50-51 setting up a nice crossfire. Their char setting up a nice crossfire, and our 50-51 won the duel. Very nice. Very nice. So shout out to all the guys in this particular match. Well done, especially to their Mana Corps Demir. That was awesome. I don't know if that's a anonymous name or what, but happy Monday, fellas. Hope you have a great one. Scout Week, like I said, if you got a cool scout video, go ahead and send it to me. We will see ya.